What's going on, everyone? This is another retro rep review. This is the Travis Scott. I'll put both of the shoes out here. This is the Travis Scott Jordan 1 Low. It is the medium olive, and it is set to release this September. Great shoe, really high quality. Of course, these are based off of, early release sneakers, so who knows how close this is going to be when the shoe actually releases. But I'll just give you a little 360 sort of tour of the shoe. It's really beautiful. I think the great thing about this shoe and this colorway is it goes with a lot. It's really neutral, and I think it's different enough from some of the other shoes that it will make sense, although it is similar. And I will show you some of the this compared to the original olive. But anyway, let's just take a quick look. This, as you can see, is a sort of medium. I think it's sort of like a it's like in between a buck and a suede, but it's a very nice high quality. Let's just take out the shoes laces. You get a pink. So take a look. You get a pink, you get a black. Comes pre-laced with the white. And I would say that this is really, very plush, high quality. As you can see, the leather is nice and supple. It is just a flat sort of, I guess, matte finished off white. This version is from PK. And so I think that they make PK 5.0. They make some of the best, Travis Scott Jordans on the market, in my opinion. And this one is no exception. So, as I said, we have a medium olive. The tongue is a little different color. So that is interesting. And then the liner is, as you can see, a slightly different color from the suede. So there's a little bit of contrast there. Obviously, we have a black tumbled swoosh. And as I said, you have a sail, sort of a dark sail, I would call it, midsole. The leather actually is not white. It's more of a cream. And then I'll give you a good shot of the sort of back. As you can see, there's the Air Jordan logo. There's the Travis Scott logo. There are the little widow's peaks that have become so popular in the shoes. And I would say overall, the quality of this shoe is pretty outstanding. If we take a look at the bottom of the shoe, it's your traditional Jordan 1 bottom, same pattern. This is sort of a, again, a medium olive to match the suede. And overall, I'm very impressed with the quality of this shoe. I would say this is an excellent, excellent rep. It is great. I plan on wearing this with jeans, with khakis. It's very versatile. And another part that I love about the shoe is that it's got the white and red sort of Nike tag, and then you have the Cactus Jack next to that. And overall, it's just a great shoe. It comes with the traditional sort of cardboard shoe trees, and then of course the pink paper that the Travis Scotts are known to come with. You get some pink laces. I think I'm going to go with pink on this one because I've gone with a different color in my other shoes. And then you also get let's do it that way. You get a black set of laces. So you get some extra laces with the shoe. And overall, like I said, very impressive. I'm going to swap out. Hold on, let me get that one back in here. I'm going to swap it out. So now this is the retail. So I paid for this. This is from StockX. I've had this for going on 9 months, I guess. One of my favorite shoes in the sneaker collection. And I guess you'll have to decide. These are sort of the reverse of one another. Now the leather is different too, because as you can see, the leather on the original olives is a little bit more, I would say, you know, tumbled and white, but they're pretty close. I'll hold it close to the camera. You know, the color of the leather is actually pretty close. As you can see, both this Suede changes color, so it's obviously very high quality. Again, this is a retail brand. I bought this on StockX. So this is actually retail. I spent about $700 on this last year. So obviously much more expensive. This one runs about $135, I believe. So you tell me, can you tell a difference? That's the question I always have. Can you tell the difference in the quality and what is real and what is not? Because I have a really hard time telling what is real and what is a rep, especially once they're on foot. You know, I like this. This is sort of a, I don't even know if that's a leather or it's a little bit of a suede, but that's great. Let's take a look at the bottoms. So, you know, the bottom is a little different. Obviously, I wear my shoes, so that's a little dirty. And then you can see, trying to give you a good angle of the shoes, you know, they're almost identical in terms of, you know, quality, stitching. And then that's another thing we could take a look at. So, you know, the stitch lines on the shoes are just as exact when you take, again, this one is retail that I got through StockX. This is from PK. And I would say overall an excellent shoe. So, you know, do me a favor, guys. If you like this channel, share it. Hit the like button. This has been a review of the medium olive. I'm going to do one more slow 360. I think it's a beautiful shoe. This is from PK. And, you know, once this launches, if you don't get it, it'll probably launch for around 140. If you don't get this as part of the launch, I think you got to ask yourself a question, whether you want to pay the resale price, which I have a feeling is going to probably start in the 500-600 range, and then ultimately it's going to climb up to the 1,000. So depending on you when you want to purchase it, so you're going to have to make that decision for yourself. But I will tell you that on foot, no one in the world is going to be able to tell that this is a rep, and I have reps and real sneakers, and I'm not telling you what to do. You know, if you want to be the person, because I do have a lot of retail pairs, but you have to say on these hype beasts, do you want to be the person who is buying the resale, or would you prefer to get something off of a rep site? So again, this has been a review. I'll leave you with the beautiful side angle of the shoe. This has been a review of the Travis Scott medium olives, and I will catch you at the next episode.